So as a season, it's a complete win. Making the playoffs your first season, complete win. Going to penalties tonight was a complete loss. It should have never made it to penalties. We should have put them away 6-1 tonight, but it never clicked tonight. It never clicked, and it should have never went to penalties, but we did, and we didn't connect, and it didn't work out for us. So as a season, it's a complete win. I mean, we made the postseason, we made the playoffs, but God, it sucks. God, it sucks.
As an avid Atlanta sports fan, this obviously hits the heartstrings. It's pretty depressing, but then again, it's this team is something really to be proud of. We did incredible. They really got this city united as one after that Super Bowl. I can't even talk about that right now.
Like a distant memory.
After that whole situation last year, this team really brought the city together more than anybody could ever imagine in Atlanta. Having a soccer fan base like that, and to make it to the playoffs, to finish like we did. I mean, I think we were the better team tonight. Their keeper just had the game of his life. And it happens. It's disappointing to go out like that, but I'm super proud of this team and those players and this city as a whole.
I mean, this was a fantastic season. It was a great bar to set. It got the whole city behind us, and it proved to MLS that we are a good town to have a team. When we sold out the first game at Bobby Dodd with 55,000 people, and then we didn't stop. And just kept going from there. And, have a midweek game, sell 60,000 plus tickets tonight. And it's phenomenal. It means a lot to this town, and I think it has a lot of hope, and it's a good practice run for next year. Yeah.
As the game went on, did it seem like it was going for penalties, just with ruining all those chances, and was taking Joseph off the right move?
Taking Joseph off was not the right move. It seemed like we conceded to play for penalties in that extra time period, and then putting up the defenders to shoot first. There were a lot of tactical errors tonight. Starting from the beginning of the game to the very end, it's hard to pinpoint which tactical error completely took us out. There were several tonight, but like Michael said, this is a learning experience. It's our first season. This is Tata's first season in MLS. These are all of these players except for Parkhurst and Jeff, a few that have been in MLS before. So it's a learning experience for everybody. But, yeah, it seemed like we kind of conceded to go for penalties, and we should not have. We should have, like I said earlier, we should have put them away in the first 90 minutes. And it kind of bit us in the took us. Yeah.
When I walked in tonight, the last thing I expected was for us to go into extra time into penalties. Like, just the way we've played them this whole year, and we've been such a dominating team, especially in the attacking half. That's the last thing I expected. As for Joseph coming off, I could tell he was so exhausted. He was so tired, and that's understandable because we haven't had a game like this. He was going balls to the wall the whole time. After taking him off, it felt like the game was going to go into penalties. It felt like both teams wanted it to go into penalties because they were just exhausted. I'm not sure that having some of our defenders take penalty kicks right off the bat was a wise idea, but I'm not the coach. I've never been a soccer coach, so I can't exactly speak for that. But just as a fan, I would have liked to see, Martinez stay on or Almiron take a penalty kick or, some other guys. And it was heartbreaking, but I understand I'm not a soccer coach, so I can't, go into too much detail or, penalize them that much.
Personally, I kind of felt that around the end of the first 90, I felt that they were going to try to go for PKs. I just had that gut feeling that we're going to go into extra time, we're going to go into PKs. We had some great clinching shots at the end that just didn't pan out, and I mean, that is what it is. We're not going to play them again tomorrow to have another knockout round, so we're stuck here. But I feel we played well for the most part of the match. There's some very questionable moves, strategies that I'm still scratching my head about, but I think overall we played solid, and I mean, I'm just sad and bummed.
Completely heartbreaking. I just want to go home and cry.
Well, let's look at the positives since we kind of dwelled on a lot of the negatives there. You know, we pretty much inspired MLS into a 3.0, if you will. You know, and definitely, you know, people are looking at us as the blueprint. So,
Hey, Orlando, we've done something you haven't done. We've made the playoffs. We might have lost in the knockout round, but you still sitting at home. And
they've never made the playoffs.
No, they never have. So instead of moving the crew to Austin, maybe you should go back. So that's my personal feelings. And Atlanta, it's united a city. I mean, I'm from Athens, and I drive down here for every single match. And I get up on that stage, and I sound like this after every game. And, I mean,
we commend you, man.
This team means more to me than any other team I've ever supported. This is home, man.
Likewise.
Atlanta United is from the front office to the team to the coaching staff to the player support staff. Everybody's been so welcoming, and I mean, they make you feel like you're at home. Whether we were at Bobby Dodd and whether we're at Mercedes-Benz, they've always been behind the team and behind the fans 100%, and this makes it's been worth it, man. It's been a crazy, exhilarating year, and I can't wait till February in Charleston to get it started all over again, man.
We're so ready for 2018.
The positives, this team, as I said earlier, really united this city. This city's so diverse, and I feel like soccer, it really is a beautiful game. It brought so many people together. I met so many people doing this. I know that I have some lifelong friends, and I don't have to wait till the next match to see these people. These guys, they're all fantastic. I have really high hopes for next year. No matter if some of our players go abroad or, whatever, they deserve it. They played their heart out. They did excellent. We made the playoffs in our first year. That's a lot. Most teams can't say that. Most expansion teams cannot say that. And I'm just so proud of these guys, so proud of this city for uniting around this team. And, I know that I've made some lifelong friendships out of this.
The positives from the season, there's too many to count. Like I said, we set a great foundation for what this team can become. Honestly, I feel the only way up from here is up. We're going to be great next season. We're going to dominate for years to come. We're going to be the South's team, the only team in the South, and it's something amazing to experience when you have 70+ thousand people all chanting and cheering for the same team. You never really see that in Atlanta. You typically will see a lot of other colors. You don't see a lot of red and black or white and gold, depending on where you're at. But it was amazing to see just walking down the street. I live up in Cartersville, and I drive down for every game, and I've been up in North Georgia my whole life, and I see people walking around in Atlanta United gear. There's a bar at home for Atlanta United, and you just wouldn't really expect that this time last year, but when they announced that we had 22,000 season tickets, you knew this was going to be something special. And I don't want to keep harking on the sellouts, but I mean, that fueled this team. It having everybody, we really pushed up the players, and they carried us on their backs all the way to tonight. and so much needs to be said for them, the whole staff, the whole front office. Everyone I've met with Atlanta United has been absolutely fantastic, and I'm so grateful for everything that they've done.
Atlanta United truly are kings of the South.
Definitely, you guys are. And and Michael, Kevin, you guys were a big part of making 70,000 sound incredibly loud as Capos. There was this special kind of thing that happened tonight. You guys made the cell phones come out. It was a very beautiful sight. I wanted to ask you guys about it.
Flashlight thing. So I kind of borrowed that from another large stadium about an hour and a half northeast, and I just kind of held my phone up and was bouncing around, and it took off. That was incredible, dude. Goosebumps from absolute head to toe. I didn't expect that. That was incredible, and I really hope that it got captured on camera tonight either through cell phones or through the ESPN broadcast. I really hope they picked that up, dude, because that was incredible.
That was a crazy thing a sight to behold. So let's just sum up, maybe in a few words, like how we can move forward. And I think that's easy, but what do you guys think?
So I think this team stays intact, especially for next year. 2019, I'm not so sure, but I believe that this team that you saw tonight stays intact through to the 2018 season, and they're going to be a force to be reckoned with next year.
You're going to be hungry.
A regular schedule, no crazy, home packed in stadium, packed in schedule at the end of the year. It's going to be a normal schedule, especially for us, for the fans, so I don't sound like this every other day. Watch out, MLS. East and West, I don't care what conference you're in. I don't care what state you're in. Get ready for Atlanta United 2018 because it's going to be nuts.
Hell yes.
Just to piggyback off what he said, I really hope that we stay intact. I really hope that we keep Guzan because I feel like he made our second half of the season. Like, he is just the man of my heart right now is Guzan. Like, he just did so much work. And I know that he had a lot of doubters coming in because he played for Middlesbrough. And I'm like, that's a completely different league. Like, people just don't understand how much harder EPL is, like, unless they watch it. And
they bashed him on the Chelsea game, so it's like,
I'm like, that's freaking Chelsea. Like, that's one of the best teams in the world. How are you going to – I can't. So, like, for him to come in and he just dominated, like, so many clean sheets. He just did so much good work. And, I really hope this team stays intact. I feel like when he came in, our defense really set up. They did great work. They were really in unison. I feel like we got a lot better as a team. Just because he has that leadership. And I feel like now that some of our players have that MLS experience, we're just going to be a real force to be reckoned with, and we're going to be really great. And I really hope that this city stays so into Atlanta United and we sell out games just like we did this year.
I believe it.
I think there might be a few changes here and there, minor details, but what I love to see was the homegrown talent that we had this year. And the homegrown talent that's to come. With our academy team, they're fire. They're amazing right now. And when they finally get their time to shine, it's going to shine bright. And that's what I'm really looking forward to. Yeah.
Any thoughts?
I'm thinking like for next season, as far as attackers, we're set with Martinez. Hopefully we can keep Assad. Hopefully the loan is 2 year, not 1 year. And we beef up that defense, maybe a right back and hopefully Garza can come back because I know he was on loan from the Mexican League. So hopefully we can get him back. And if not, Darren, I can play right back. So I'll let me.
All right, thank you guys.
What are you going to do 2018 when this Atlanta United train runs all over you?
Yes.
Too sweet.
Bye.